So I have been thinking a long time about my old content on YouTube, some of which was quite popular and amassed quite a lot of views, and is now just completely gone. I privated it all. Anything that was pre-transition, I basically put private, and a lot of other stuff too. It didn't matter how popular it was. If I felt uncomfortable whenever I looked at it, I just put it as private, locked it away, and said, you know what? I'll figure it out later. And it is later right now. So, the reason that I privated my pre transition content is because at the time that I was transitioning back in 2016 of November, so, you know, right before Trump gets elected, I decided to transition in public at work. It's great. It sucks. It sucks so much. So, yeah, I transitioned in public at work. And like I identified as trans since 2013. That's whenever I finally made peace with the fact that yes, I am trans. No, I don't know what I'm going to do about it yet. And then 2016 is whenever I decided I'm going to transition. I'm going to tell them I'm trans at work. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it happen. It sucked. Didn't suck because it sucks to be trans. It sucked because the place I worked at really sucked. So, um, it's it's been a hard time. A lot of it was because of the job. The job I worked at was particularly difficult for me to be at because I was trans. What happened was that whenever I got hired there in 2012, it was to an all female team, and the woman who managed that team was very proud of the fact that her team was all female. So whenever I transitioned to male, she could not deal with having a male employee face to face. That's just basically what happened. It eventually fell apart. She treated me the same way that she treated men that came into meetings. That's kind of how I made the correlation. And also some male coworkers, like she just kind of had this had this presumption that it would be progressive for her to assemble an all-female team of like web people in her department, which like um it was a sub department of a public university, so it's not progressive, it's discriminatory because that's not how you're supposed to do your hiring there. I'm getting a little bit spinning out, but basically, if you know a lawyer who does this sort of thing, let me know because I still haven't sued anybody over it, and I'm starting to get kind of itchy about it. Um, I went through a lot whenever I transitioned, and it was really difficult to deal with looking and looking at and hearing myself pre-transition. Even though like so the difference is basically pre-transition I was already presenting as a man on YouTube here, but my hair is still long, and I don't remember if I was wearing a binder. And because I wasn't on testosterone yet, my voice hasn't changed. My voice hadn't changed back then, and I didn't have any of the facial hair yet. So it felt like it was hard to be on camera sometimes, and sometimes it wasn't. I was very aware of always wondering what people's perception of me was back then. And whenever um, went ahead and transitioned, I went short hair. I grew facial hair. I kind of changed modes of dress. I had a lot more femme clothes back then to be able to pass as female until I finally transitioned to male and could just be me. Like it was a lot less about trying to pass as male and a lot more about no longer trying to pass as female, which I wasn't. This is pretty deep into my transition stuff. I'm not even talking about the videos, but basically, I have a video on how to light incense for a sensor. I have videos on divination. I have someone using Cards Against Humanity to do divination, and they're all fun. I enjoyed them. I appreciate them. I like them as a kind of place in my past. Sometimes they mention people that I have lost touch with, and on the one hand, that's a shame, but on the other hand, I'm kind of tired of trying to curate my own past and my own history. I think I'm past the point where I need that psychologically. One of the reasons that I privatized the videos is because I didn't want to hear my pre-transition self, especially my pre-testosterone self, randomly speaking via YouTube autoplay. It was going to be triggering for me at the time, and I'm far past that period now, and I want to share what it is that I have on YouTube again. Um, I I think there's nothing wrong with what it is that I had been posting. Now it is all old, and I may have to go in and edit some descriptions to state that I'm no longer offering readings or something like that, because it's from a period where I was offering readings, and um, I don't know. I'd really have to think about it again, like offering readings. Now that I'm thinking about it, I it's it's weird to me, but I feel a lot more comfortable giving readings now, and that's not what I expected. It's not what I expected to think at all while doing this. So, hmm. I'll have to give that some further thought. I stopped doing readings back whenever I had a full time job. I couldn't focus on both at once. Now I no longer am working a day job, and I'm kind of recovering from some PTSD and stuff. So I have entirely different mental focus now, and I actually might be in a better state to do divination now and to do readings now than I was before. So, huh. Well, we'll see if it happens. Anyway, I'm going to put my content back up. If there's some comments on my appearance or how I'm acting, they might get deleted if I feel I'm uncomfortable about the comments, or it'll get hidden or something. Just like be sensitive to the fact that I can't change what I looked like in the past. And at the time, I was coming home and doing YouTube videos about cool stuff like tarot cards, and then I was going to work in the morning trying to pass as a woman making web pages for a public university. And um, it was a very uncomfortable period of my life in some ways, but also an extremely creative period of my life, and a very spiritual period. And I just, I feel like I'm reclaiming a lot of parts of myself that I had to leave behind for a while to be able to go forward. And part of it is just bringing these videos back. So there's going to be new content on the channel. If you haven't seen it before, then go check it out. It's years old. I I don't remember I said anything stupid. So if I did, I'm sorry. That's past me, and I can't make him be different, but I can make present me be better now. So, um, gonna put those up, and yeah, just go look through my archives if you're interested. I'm not gonna like repost them or anything. I'm just gonna like put them public again, so they're just gonna show up in um my YouTube videos. Yay. Like I feel a little weird about this because I took a hiatus from YouTube for a long time, and whenever I came back, I started like kind of looking at performers like Markiplier and like Jacksepticeye, and starting to think like what what could I do with my YouTube channel to start becoming like more professional? Like, could I do any kind of performance on any kind of this level? And one thing that I realized was that I'd kind of basically ditched a lot of my content that people were really connecting to. And it became very difficult to keep making content because, like, for one, I was kind of avoiding making content that was like the content that I'd gone and made private. But it also I think it made it hard for me to connect with that part of myself that had done the readings, um, and the part of myself that just has the skill. I think it became harder to just do readings back then. So I'm gonna go ahead and unlock it all. And if you like it, enjoy it, thumbs up it, comment, whatever. Um, I'll see you on the other side.